Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Uruk. I'm Marcus Aurelius, and this is Dominions 5, Warriors of the Faith. And it is early summer in the year 2 of the Ascension Wars. Looks like we've researched our third level of Conjuration, and now we're on to Conjuration 4. So hopefully we could use some of our gems to summon some units at some point. It appears that Kyriak, the Vanarusian hearse, has claimed the Throne of Bones in the name of Python. That is the Vanarusian Python, not the Agarthan Python. Looks like Kiero found a magic site in Assad, an enchanted gate. But Illa and the Marquis de Sade have not found any. Alright, looks like there's a battle in the Impossible Mountains. Impassable mountains. They are possible. Oh, it's troglodytes. Interesting. Now, so troglodytes can trample, but, well, they are size 4. Okay, our enkidu are only size 3. So I'm interested to see how we do here. This could go very bad. But, I don't know. I never found troglodytes to be that impressive when I could recruit them as Agartha. So we'll see. Let's see if they march all over our... Wow, that one got kicked all the way over here. They are actually doing quite a number on our Ursulan Guard. Our two Amazons, our two brave Amazons. Yeah, they're still around. They're getting pushed around, but not killed. Well, spoke too soon. One of them went down. And I think they both just went down. We might lose this battle. They're into our bodyguards now. Now we get time to use some magic. And it looks like we are. Our Ursulan Guard are fleeing. We don't see that very often. Nice. And they've been routed. Holy moly. Alright, let's see here. Aga of Kish. How are you doing? 2 points of damage on Trog. 9 points of damage. Then she's trying out Paralyze. The Troglodyte resisted, but this one failed. And then she just punched a Troglodyte in the leg and hit him, but it didn't do any damage. Alright. How about Urenbu? Urenbu's actually on her way to fleeing, which is not great. She did, however, do a ton of damage. 17 points on 1, 9, 12, 5, 15. Aw, man, I hope everybody's not all split up here. That'll be a real pain in the butt. Orlandus did actually hit a Troglodyte with some flying shards, which is not normally a great spell, but he did some serious... Wow, 18 points of damage increased to 22 due to slash damage. Alright, let's see what the damage was here. We lost both of our Amazons. We lost 2 Royal Guard, 6 soldiers, 4 spearmen, and 9 of our 12 Ursulan Guard. Wonderful. But we did take out all of the Troglodytes. Our Nin didn't get any kills, but our N2 and NC each got 1. Oh, man. Urenbu did run away, and she ended up getting killed. Not in the battle, but as she was fleeing the battle. That's a shame. We had a bow on her, too. 2 of the 3 units who ran away made it back. Alright, so this was kind of a tragedy for this group here. Unexpected event in Uruk. An experiment in the Arcane Laboratory has gone awry. Strange energies were released, affecting one of your mages, so Ancient Cetra has been wounded. We gotta check that out. Alright, so not a great month for the nation of Uruk. First of all, we had a mess of a fight here in the Impassable Mountains. We did find out some good stuff, mainly that there's some neutral territory here we could possibly move into. Unless we declare war on Agartha, which seems like something we could do here because they seem incredibly weak here in the south. They have a pretty good force here in White Forest. But just imagine here, you're with this army, and you've marched so far beyond the boundaries of Uruk. You've marched beyond the domain of Ursula, where people don't even know Ursula's name. Instead, they worship a giant snake, I guess. Probably a snake. Named Python. And you just get completely crushed by this army. You lose your assassin. Not because she died in the battle, but because she retreated and ended up, I guess, in Sleepy Wolds or Norville. I hate that new mechanic. You know, a lot of the changes in this game are good, like the simultaneous battles, but some of them I just think, like, why did they do this? Like, in the forums, no one was saying, hey, you know what we need? We need it so that when people retreat, half of them die. But they decided to do that anyway. Oh well. We're gonna get the hell out of here. We'll put some token province defense, just so. But we're not gonna be expecting to hold this. We're gonna pull back, pick up what's left of our Ursulan Guard, and I think this army is going to feed into Kiero, Illa, and the Marquis de Sade's army. So they're heading south from the highlands of the Impassable Mountains down into the plains of Centania. You can imagine here they're skirting around the forest, which they know belongs to Agartha, and they're following the river, kind of on their march south. Probably morale is pretty low, although they're both heroes, so their troops obviously love them and respect them, but as you can see here, they've been reduced basically to their bodyguards and to archers. So this was a tough battle for all involved. Word reaches our forces in Assad, who recently just found the Enchanted Gate here. This is a pretty good army, though, and we've noticed weakness with Agartha, certainly, so we're going to move up to the Earthsore Desert and then over to Sleepy Wolds and kind of maintain a front line here. This is the only real force I could see. There's nothing in Norville, apparently, or Sleepy Wolds. So our brave troops under Kiero, Illa, and the Marquis de Sade are going to march forward. Let's just take a quick look and make sure they're doing all the right things. Iron Skin, yes. Protection, yes. Do we have Wooden Warriors yet? We do. All right, so we're going to upgrade Protection to Wooden Warriors, and that will get most of our army. I think every cast gives you 5 squares. We might want to replace Panic, actually, with just another Wooden Warriors. Alright, so now Illa is super valuable to us. Mind Burn, yep, that's proven effective in the past. Although, actually, is she ready yet to cast Stellar Fires? No. We still need more evocation before we get that one. So I think we're good at Mind Burn. And then finally, the Marquis de Sade is going to do Numbness. Is there anything better than that? No, we've already looked at this, I think. The only thing else is Cold Bolt. Desiccation's okay. Yeah, we're going to stick with that. Alright, so Kiero, Illa, and the Marquis de Sade are going to actually move against Agartha. They've received their orders from the homelands, from Colonial and Chris, and they're making the move. It's a risky move, but for the glory of Ursula, we need to take down the pretenders, enemy pretenders, and this is our probably best equipped army. We did lose our assassin, so we're just going to need a new one. Now that Gillian is here, we could get a hammer in his hands, because he might be able to forge even greater things. Okay, so he can now forge a Thunderbow at the cost of 10 air gems, which is a substantial upgrade from the True Shot Longbow. This does 12 damage. It is magical, which is cool, magical piercing, but this does... well, it says 40 damage, but that's not... Or, sorry, it says 0 damage, but that's not true. That can't be true. The further the string is drawn, the more powerful the lightning bolt will be. So that means an enkidu would probably do a good job because they have high strength. Why does it say 0 damage? That's not true. And there's a small area shock, which does 1 damage. A max of 1 armor negating. So this is wrong. There's some damage that you get just from getting hit by the lightning bolt, and then the people around the lightning bolt get a little bit of damage. I don't know why it would say 0 here. It's still a good bow, though. What else can we get? We can finally get Chainmail of Displacement, which does have a little bit of an encumbrance penalty, but makes up for it by giving extra defense, in addition to good protection to the wearer. So that might be good for an NC Thug. And as far as items are concerned, nothing new and different. What do we need for Wall Shaker? Air Magic 3, so that's an Ugalu. These are great, because not only do they break castles faster, but they cause panic. So if you give it to like a non-magical commander, just like someone who's just accompanying the troops, then that's a really useful spell because they can cast Panic each turn. Usually with the mage, they have better options. Alright, so we're not quite there yet in terms of construction. Gillion, you can just research. Actually, can you summon anything? No, but you can site search. You know what? Actually, we're going to do that. So Gillion, now that Ursula's no longer site searching, we're going to have you magically site search wherever you can. The game will start off with provinces that have not been searched at all, and we're going to have to manually choose sites that have already been searched. However, it looks like everyone searching for air was with Ursula, which will catch most of it, so I think we're fine as is. And Patron, you're going to do the same thing, actually, except you're going to do Haruspex, which is going to look for sites of nature power. Now, if we had another 2 water, we could move Fulgrim back up. That's a possibility. Or we could just move him to Stonegrave Mountains and have him cast it from there. That'd give him a good area from which to do that. Let's do that. Okay, Fulgrim, you are going... Actually, both of you move up here. Casual Dread can cast the astral version of the spell, too. We don't have to do any more manual searching. Alright, so Murius has its fort, but the unrest is still incredibly high. Let's bump this up to 21. This will reduce the unrest by 2 a month, but we still need to get some... Oh, we can't recruit anything until the unrest goes down. So we actually need to move an army here and have them patrol it. Anders, let's give you these troops. Alright, so Anders is holding down the fort here in Sinextro. Just imagine what it's like living here. You're here on this plain. To the west, you have some villages and farmlands. Both of these provinces have tons of population. They're coastal, but you can kind of see to the south trouble in the water, and you know... I mean, by now the Enkidu have been made aware that this nation has their capital underneath the waves. And I mean, it doesn't have to be right there. It could be several miles away. This could be 100 miles for all we know. But they know that to the south, the beach is not safe. And then, of course, you've got this area that's been ravaged by the undead and actually is being led by what appears to be a god, Alatu, the Anunnaki of the underworld. And it looks like Yis has upgraded their fortress here, so scouts have reached Uruk that in the Livenmark forest, to the south of their plainlands, that there are now patrols and a fortress set up. Alright. Lautaro, we're going to have you stay here. Let's take a look. We're going to recruit a Mashmashu because now that we have a ton of pearls, they're our best astral casters, and they can basically use a hammer, or even just on their own, and forge some really great items, including the Robe of Shadows, which will really help our mages out. We do have a new shaman, Tarabat Sin, who's going to be Grothmog the Conqueror. Okay, pretty good name for a shaman. Grothmog's going to head up here. And what else? Do we have any other new people? Purplelit. That guy. Nin Saba. Is that one of ours? No, I don't think so. So Ninsaba is going to be Bullzome. And Bullzome is going to keep this place settled. Actually, Bullzome, can we give you a feather? Yep, we can. Excellent. Knights, keep doing what you do so well. Actually, why is it that Knights... Okay, so there's some things that Knights can't forge that Gillion would be able to. Just not a ton. Okay, Ursula's here. So what Ursula's going to do right now, essentially, is the people of Uruk, they respect her, they fear her, but there's still some whispers that there are certain NCs, certain adherents to the moon, and others who don't necessarily believe that she is a goddess. They just think she's a powerful force. So what she's going to do is she's going to show them how much of a goddess she is. And how she's going to do that is we are going to get rid of our fire and death gems and up our nature gems. She is going to, I think I'm going to get 65. she is going to cast an incredible ritual that is going to create a giant tree in the heart of Eridu. And this tree, we're going to put extra 10 into it. And this tree is going to generate 10 nature gems a turn. So this is how Ursula is going to prove herself finally to the last few holdouts who don't believe she is indeed a goddess. She's going to completely change the face of Uruk forever with this Mother Oak. Okay, Nathan's here just waiting to do some things. And then after that, I think Ursula's going to need to forge us some more hammers so that we can get some more items out here to our people. Might be a good idea to summon an Oogaloo. Valmar and Sid Deckard are kind of... Their small group is moving towards Sirmiok. They're right now currently in Simri, where Purplelit is currently patrolling. We just got him some more units. He needs 3 more spearmen. And a ton of archers. Okay. In Isurian, that guy actually is ready to go. So he's patrolling, he's fine. We're just going to recruit more spearmen, which we are doing. And I'm actually going to start recruiting a ton of NCs everywhere too, because they're useful in so many different ways. Like, they could lead troops if they have to, but as we noticed up here, it's nice to have a couple extras just in case you lose a hero, or they could be used as thugs. Like, for example, I'd really love to use Berlandis, I think, as a thug, right? Because he has increased defense. But I can't right now, because if he dies, then, well, he doesn't have many troops left with him, but his troops are going to get scattered. So if I could bring up some additional troops with a different NC, I can move the troops over to that different NC and allow Berlandis just to kind of go in for it. So that's the plan there. I am kind of trying to think about whether I want to recruit Jade Maidens. 46 recruitment points. So if we were to build a castle here, we'd get 150% max of this. That would be like, there'd be enough for 1 a turn and a little extra. It just seems like such a waste, especially because I'm building a castle here and here. Seems like a lot of castles. We'll probably not build a castle in Assad like we planned. Maybe we'll build it in Ginninithmerks instead. I'm not sure, but it'll protect the throne too, so that's also useful. So let's think about this in a roleplay and thematic way here. Uruk is in this plain area, and also there must be some swamps here as well, because, right, you've got the swamps of Ur. To the north, you have this great river, and I'm saying let's think like the Nile or the Mississippi, right? Because this is a huge river, or the Rhine, maybe the Danube. A big river that's very difficult to cross through the whole north of your lands. You've conquered basically all the plains. You do have some mountains to the west and southwest, and to the south. You've been able to conquer all of that, so these are kind of... You have to cross through them. South of that, you've reached another set of plains. And then to the further south, you have the sea here that Yis belongs to. And then you have further plains across this north-south river here. So the Enkidu Empire has grown quite a bit in only 3 years. And it's probably not even right to say Enkidu Empire, because they haven't been able to move around too much in 3 years. So the vast majority of this land is either lowly populated or populated mostly with a ton of humans who worship Ursula, at least the ones inside the yellow line, but they are not necessarily Enkidu. I'm sure the Enkidu will, over time, branch out a bit better. Obviously, where there was forts, like Sirmiok and Isurian and Sinextro, there are a lot more Enkidu running around. But think of it more like when the Romans were in Britain, right? It wasn't like everybody was Roman. The Romans were just the ones kind of patrolling, and they were running things, but there's far more... Well, in the case of Britain, there was far more Britons, but here there's far more humans. Someone's gonna have to upgrade this castle too. Okay, why is Sid just defending? We need you to go with him, please. I guess maybe we're gonna site search here, but now that we have the spells, that's not necessary. Alright, Barad-dûr. You're gonna head down to Dragonscale Mountains. You're gonna try to come back home. Morgoth, you are also going to try to come back home. You're going to have to pass through Pagoria first. Trip is just hanging out here. In fact, Trip, are you set up to retreat? Yes, you are, although now with these new rules, you'll probably die anyway. So really, it's just that we gotta get somewhere where we don't want you to get caught. So we're going to stay in some place where it says the local defense is only 1 officer and a few henchmen. Let's head south to Desert Divisions. See what you can teach us from there. I mean, we have the money here, so we might as well upgrade the city here in Murius. I don't think we're... Oh yeah, we are adding more, so we're already recruiting these guys in Sinextro. Or we're not, actually. 1, 2, 3. I think it's 3 that we need. Yep. And then 12 archers. That's enough right now. I'm a research mage. We could just afford 1. Alright. That's fine. Alright, cool. So this troop here is going to move up into the desert. We don't have any kind of food items. I'm sure 194 supply. There might not be 194 supply here. We don't know exactly. But it's a desert, of course, a wasteland. So it's going to be kind of tough. That's another thing we need to start producing here. We need gems. We have a lot of water gems. So if we can get a hammer on Fulgrim, but Fulgrim, there's just too much for Fulgrim to do. We need another mage with 2 water. I think we might want to start recruiting some Ishibs in random places. I mean, if they don't come out right, we could still research with them. But if we get another 2 water, which is a 25% chance, not too bad, then we can... Or actually, there's a chance we can get a 2 water NC, right? Yeah, there's also a 25% chance of a 2 water NC. So if we get a 2 water NC, we'll have them stay and forge or cast water spells with our huge amount of water gems. We do need to undertake an amphibious adventure, so we're going to need some items for that. Although air will help with that also. Air and water both lead to items that allow you to bring troops underwater. So, research, we're set up. All right, let's go. All right, everyone's, of course, very sad at the loss. I think it's the first loss of one of our commanders. And such an ignominious way to die, too, to flee into an enemy province and die running as opposed to dying on the battlefield. That's a shame. But Ursula has proven the naysayers wrong, and she has sprung up a giant mother oak in the heart of Eridu, which drops magical gems. So that's got to prove to pretty much all the enkidu that she is who she claims to be. Patron didn't find anything in Simri. Neither did Gillian. Tien Chi now has Ilvek, the horse tribe chief, as a prophet of fun. Unfortunately, the Marquis de Sade lost a troop. Interesting. Okay, so Agartha is attacking Yis in the Desert of Visions. This is great. This is why Agartha's so weak, because they're moving their armies to the north to counter Yis, which makes both of them weak to us. Let's see how they do here. What are you? Agartha? Are you drunk, Agartha? They're having 1 attendant of the oracles, which is essentially just a level 1 priest, and a not even sacred statue. I mean, what are they doing against Morvac knights? Oh, look who's this guy. This is Alabois, the Kurnu chieftain. He's all right. He's not too special. I don't understand why these Morvac knights allow themselves to be led by just random... Oh, here we go. No, here's their real leader, Regan, the Morgan champion. She's not a Morgan queen, but she's just as good. She can mist form herself, liquid body herself. Oh my god. She'd make an amazing thug. I mean, only 16 hit points. But if she had a regen bless, or and she's a priest, so she can bless herself. Interesting. Oh, these guys are so awesome. With strong blood. I guess they just mean like her blood, not that she has strong blood magic, but we're not even going to watch this. I mean, why? Just watch Agartha die, but to Morvac knights. But now we are attacking Agartha in the Earthsore Desert, so this is not a good time for Agartha when we talk about deserts. Oh yeah, I'm not going to watch this. Yeah, we didn't lose anything. Our Ursulan Guard, they made up for the disastrous loss of the Ursulan Guard in the previous battle, and took out their revenge on these poor wolf tribe. Even Agartha had some wolf tribe recruited to serve them. But of course, as I knew, they're starting to starve due to lack of food, so we have to get them out of there quickly. Let's go to Sleepy Wold. Oh, they put up a fort here in Kuhir. I guess we could have expected that. 11 for now, since it's such crappy province defense. I don't want to invest too much there. But we need to bring up some reinforcements. Alright, so Ursula, what can we do with you now? You're too important to waste on Kusarikus or Kithronic Lions. Those are pretty good commanders, but for 5 gems, or not commanders, but just really cool units, but 5 gems for 1 unit, and it requires a shaman with a Thistle Mace. What else is... Our buffaloes, of course, are really expensive. I want to build up some earth, nature gems before we start focusing on that. What we really have a lot of are water, astral pearls, and air. Air we don't get much. Wyverns are decent, but not great. Griffins. Griffins, I think, are expensive for what you get. So, Ursula, you're going to be back to forging. Let's, Knights, let's give your hammer to Ursula. I can just imagine, okay, so you're at Enkidu, working at the forge. You're there, and all of a sudden, your goddess, this giant, like, she's giant. I mean, even compared to the Enkidu, she's giant. She's size 5. Remember, now they're size 3, so she's not quite twice the size of an Enkidu. She's a pretty big customer, and she's just walking in there, naked as the day she was born, with a giant hammer, and she's like, all right, I'm going to get forging. Oh, God. That's got to be interesting day. And you know, I don't think I've ever mentioned this. I know like 90% of the people watching this are familiar with the game, but for the 10% of you who aren't, the reason why the Dwarven Hammer is good is it reduces the number of gems that anything you forge costs by 3. And it used to be so much better. It used to reduce it by a certain percentage. So like if you were to forge a really expensive item, it was really worth it. Now it's really only worth it when you're forging small trinkets. Like a 5 gem item will only cost 2. So you can, like a feather, so you can forge tons of them. I mean, it's I guess, equally valuable no matter what you use, but it's percentage-wise less valuable. Like, if you forge a 30-gem item, you're only saving 10% of your gems. Whereas if you're forging a 5-gem item, you're saving, like, 60% of your gems. But regardless, it pays for itself after 5 forgings, because it costs 15 earth gems. After you use it 5 times, you've saved an equal amount of gems as you paid to create it. Plus, since she's forging a hammer with a hammer, she's only paying 12 for it. Alright, so Chameleonis could summon a Kithronic Lion if we wanted to spend our points on that. He could also summon Buffalo, and since he has 3 in nature, he would get an extra Buffalo, I think. So he'd get actually 6 instead of 5. Woo! Alright, we have a new air mage here, one of our Order of Illusionists who have signed on with Ursula. All right, and he has quite the name. His name is Carl Lander? Or no, I'm so wrong here. Cal Rander. Ibe Hi Feldnost. That's quite the name. And this gentleman is going to... You know, we need some artillery up in these armies, so I think we're going to take this gentleman up here. We'll meet up with everybody in Assad, I guess. That's where he'll go. And he sneaks, which is great. So, I mean, just in case we lose a province, he can actually go through enemy provinces. Casual Dread, now that you're here, we want you to... Actually, you don't have the spell that I want. Neither does Fulgrim. Oh, no, he does. Voice of Apsu, okay. But let's get Casual Dread off here. So, Fulgrim, you are going to monthly... the hell did I just do? Okay. Fulgrim is going to monthly cast Voice of Apsu. What this does is it finds water sites of power above ground. They also have a spell called Voice of Tiamat, which will find any site whatsoever under the water, which is fantastic, but... Actually, what am I doing? I want to... Oh, come on, Marcus. Monthly ritual. Voice of Apsu. Alright, Casual Dread, we'll just wait until we have that spell. Which one is it, then? I know it's around here somewhere. Is it an evocation? Arcane Probing, yeah. So evocation to level 3. Will that do anything else fun for us? Sleep Cloud, I guess, for our Shaman. And Healing Light for our NCs to get the right paths. Otherwise, not too useful, but it's useful just for the spell. So let's go to... Oh boy, I wish you could just plop it right in. Like, I wish you could just scroll, but you can't. So we're going to go Evocation to 3. And then where were we? Conjuration to 5. And then Construction to 6. And then I think it was Enchantment all the way up to Trade Wind at 5. Alright, so Casual Dread, I guess you're just going to research for right now. Sorry. We have plenty of air gems. So Knights, you really enjoy forging. It's apparent from all of your comments in the comments. So we'll just have you forge the Alquill even without the hammer. That's fine. Nurgle. Kionashur, we're going to put this... Actually, no, hold on to it, Kionashur, because you are... We want you to be straight thuggin'. We need to get you some better items, but for right now, Cold Resistance 10 and an awesome magical attack, which also does Ice Mist. Cause Ice Mist, that's actually really cool. Will it hurt you, though? Fatigue damage? No. But it will freeze and exhaust our own units. So that's a problem. Because it goes because he's going to be surrounded by his own units, if nothing else, bodyguards. I'm not going to have him out in the front by himself. If he's going to fight as a thug, he's going to fight alongside of our troops. So as cool as this weapon is, it's not really for you. I'm sorry. What about the other one, though? We have this thing here, the Mace of Eruption. Burn enemies. Area effect 1. I don't think... Actually, this is fine, because I don't think you can have enemies and allies in the same square. And this only attacks one square. So here we go. This is good for you. Enjoy. That's Kionashur's weapon. So actually, we don't want you leading troops, really. We want you straight thugging. So we can give your troops to Nathan. Except for, of course, your bodyguard, who will fight alongside you. And we actually could still give more to Nathan. So what do we got here? We got soldiers. Yep. Let's give him a bunch of soldiers. Oops. 30? That's good. Okay, so he's full. So actually, we're going to take away 5 of his archers to give him bodyguards instead, which are somewhere around here. Royal Guard. There we go. All right, so Nathan, welcome to the team, buddy. We are going to have you liquid body yourself. And then you're going to just make our soldiers more courageous. And then once that's done... Let's see, Curse, interesting, but not so useful. Starfires. It's okay, but not great. I think you're probably better off just... I guess trying to make some of our units ethereal. Okay, with you. Uruk of Uruk. Could be an assassin, but we just don't have a bow for her. Patrons are Haraspexer, so... Lord Death. I guess Lord Death's going to hang out with this group. So Lord Death is going to Ironskin himself. And then he's simply going to Wooden Warriors our entire team. Okay. And we're going to give him some bodyguards as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. Are we out of Royal Guard? I thought... Yeah, here's more. I wish they put them together. They're really hard, actually, to tell who's Royal Guard and who's not. That's a Spearman. Come on. That's a hammer. That's another hammer. There's a Royal Guard. They just have them mixed up, which is ridiculous. You know what we should do is find somebody who is not going to leave the capital for a while, like Patron. And we're going to give you Royal Guard. So you'll just have 10 of them sitting with you. I guess for right now they could go... no, they can't. Well, you'll just hold on to them. And that way we'll know where they are. Argos, you're not going to go anywhere either. So we'll have you hold some of our hammermen. Gileon, you're not going anywhere. So you can hold some archers. It's helped a little bit. We need to get someone who can hold a lot of troops, and we can kind of do it just for logistics. But okay, Nathan's good to go. Nathan's actually really good to go. We can box these guys, why not? And so Nathan, Kionan Shur, Lord Death. Now we need a Blesser. Is that? It's not Argos. Who is that? Oh, that's Nurgle, of course. Nurgle Aresh. He'll take the Hammerman. Actually, he'll take 2 squads so we can take them away from Argus. All right, 2 squads of 15. That's perfect. And then they'll guard him. He'll be our Divine Blesser. He'll do some encouraging, and he doesn't need Final Rest anymore. We'll just go back to Word of Thorns. All right, that's a pretty good force. I might want to wait 1 turn just to get a bow ready, because we don't have any laboratories up here. It's going to be a while before we get a bow, though. Do we have... Actually, Gileon. No, he's casting Auspex. Selisa. Selisa could forge a true shot longbow. Alright, Kelrander. We're actually going to have you, before you do anything, forge a thunderbow. 10 earth gems without the hammer, but it's worth it. And then we'll give the thunderbow to Carrick. Carrick of Uruk. And then next turn, they'll all move out. Actually, is there a lab in Polgrave? There's not. Yeah, so they have to wait just 1 turn. It's fine. Getting some more spearmen. Let's get... Oh, yeah, new NC. 2 nature. Okay, so this one can... Wooden warriors. This is Bullzome. Wait, didn't I already do Bullzome? This is Arctic Green. Sure, I already did Bullzome. Oh, yeah, Bullzome. Alright, so Esaglia? She's... Or Nuratum. Which ones are... These names are so hard to keep track of. I think they're both. I guess they're both regular ones that I haven't named yet. I guess. I'm just quickly looking at all the names here to make sure I'm not making a mistake. No, I guess we're good. All right. So, Esaglia, you are Yuval, the White Walker. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna do. I'm gonna because you have nature spells. You can be Giggles. And I'll have... Air would be obviously the best, but I'll give Nuratum. Oops. Yuval the White Walker, since Astral's wider than nature. Alright. And... You know what? We have a lot of nature, which is good. So if once we get bow production going up, we can get some assassins. But Yuval will give you the feather. And we'll recruit... Well, no, we're not going to recruit down here in Sinextro. We have enough to defend the place, and That should be plenty for now. Oh, here's what we're going to spend our money on. Sirmiok. So, Sid, you are going to construct a temple. And Valmar, you're going to construct a lab. Perfect. So then Sirmiok will be ready to go. Purplelit is going to be patrolling. Needs 2 more spearmen and 12 more archers. Everything's fine here. Arctic Green. Let's get you over to... Actually, no, you'll stay here because you'll bring the troops that are recruited here up to the front. That's fine for right now. In the meantime, you could research. And let's start, like I said, trying to get another 2 water. Actually, we'll do that in Sinextro, too. Oh, we can't because we're out of money. E-sheeps are expensive. All right, I guess another... We'll do a Naditu this time. Because I'm starting to lose track of who we've named and who we haven't. So having a different unit will help. I can, like, alternate them, so I'll always know, like, which one's new. All right, so right now we're casting the water search spell. We're casting the air search spell and the nature search spell. And once we get the Mash Mashu, actually not then, we can have Casual Dread cast the Astral one as soon as we get it. Which then leaves us, we need Earth. We need someone to do Earth, but we need to have Ursula forge boots for either one of our Shaman or a, I guess I could get a Gudu with Earth, or Mardum could do it. Actually, Mardum's probably the best choice here, because she already has 1 Earth. Alright, Grothmog, you're just gonna... I know you're terrible at researching, but that's what you're gonna do for right now. Nergal, you are just gonna hang out. Baradur, I want you to come home, but I don't think going to Tianqi's capital is the safest way to get there. Let's see if we can go into Jabal Kish and kind of skirt our way around. Aga of Kish and Berlandis. What do I want to do with you guys? You really don't have much in the way of troops. We'll head you down to Ban Kish. By the time you get there, well, you'll get there 1 turn before it gets built, but that's where you're going to go. Trip, 1 officer and a few henchmen, plus this is a fought-over province. But that's also a problem, because if they patrol trying to bring down unrest, they could potentially find Trip. But there's only 20 of them, and they need 70 to find them. So I think we're good for right now. And that'll be the episode, ladies and gentlemen. So I'd like to thank you once again for watching. I'm Marcus Aurelius. This is Dominions 5, Warriors of the Faith. You are all fantastic, and I'd like to encourage you to go out and do amazing things. Have a good one.